Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman plays Slay That Spire. I'm here for the thing we do on this channel, Ascension 20 Defect, until we beat the heart, which is another way of saying, until the end of linear time. Okay, these are not my favorite awards, so there's Random Rare, but that can be, it can be Bias Cognition, but it can also be Amplify. Or it can even be something like Echo Form, which is incredible, but not right now. There's the boss relic swap, or there's just a generic nice thing. Let's see what we do. Okay. So there is a very aggressive path we could take for 3 elites if we got a good boss relic. If we just went for a nice safe max HP, we'd probably go fight, 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 campfire. The only way to do a campfire before an elite is to do the super elite or to wait all the way until this elite. Let's do the boss relic swap and see whether we get something powerful that says go aggressive or something unpleasant that says play it safe. And we got Astrolabe, so we're gonna transforming 3 strikes is kind of risky. So we're gonna transform and upgrade 3 cards. If I get rid of all my strikes, I might not be able to kill things, so let's get rid of 2 strikes and 1 defend. Okay. We got Auto Shields, Equilibrium, Auto Shields Plus, if you have no block, gain 15 block, Equilibrium Plus, gain 16 block, retain your hand this turn, and Static Discharge. So, if I'd gotten rid of 3 strikes, I would have a really hard time killing things. So those are some nice cards. Now I do need to get just some damage. But I don't think I need to take 7 just to get 2 lightning orbs. Let's do a lightning orb and a retain. You know, I could have taken 2 damage to channel 2 lightning orbs there. Wait, I can just play Equilibrium and Zap every turn, because my deck is small. Yeah, I just draw 3 cards. That seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. It hasn't gained any strength yet, so it's not giving me any reason to stop doing this. Because it's never going to attack for more than 16 if it doesn't gain strength. So, we've got a strategy, I guess. Alright. Interesting fight. A defragment is very good in general. Money for a relic or lose our defragment? I would pay 58 gold for a defragment just about any day of the week. Pin nib would be really nice if we had any attacks, which we really don't. Any chance we want to go this way? We did just give up some money. Any chance we want to try this? Let's do this. If we could get a single defend here. We cannot. See, I really wanted to block for 5 and take 1. That said, maybe next turn we can block for 10 and take 1. I think that's the most reasonable option here. We take 1, Static Discharge gives us 2 lightning orbs, now we're in business. We can block for 15, which seems perfect. So we'll take 1 again, and that ought to deal with this fight pretty well. You know, actually we might have been able to get out of that fight without taking in more damage, I just got excited. So, Capacitor is really good, especially with Static Discharge. On the other hand, Compile Driver replaces a strike that we're really missing. But if we wanted to go to these elites, we've got 2 more floors to try and get a basic attack. I'm going to feel greedy here, and with that in mind, I'm going to take these fights. Even though we're going to get into a hard hallway fight. So we could zap, defend, defend. We could zap, dual cast, defend once. Our block is very good. So I think if we zap, defend, defend, we actually have decent odds of getting a no damage fight. Because we have things like this. With that in mind, let's break some block over here. If we're going to take damage later, we can do the static discharge then. I don't know that we need all those orb slots for anything, considering we just have a single copy of Zap, but it's fun. Okay, that should be a win. Being attacked for 13, but we have an auto shields, Zap, Defrag. So we're really going to struggle against Gremlin Knob, I can see that. We excel at long fights with a lot of defense. We could take a creative AI. A little weird, but with such good block, it's kind of reasonable to do sometimes. Let's equilibrium and strike that one. Then we can play auto shields next turn. Auto shields. Defend. Zap? I don't think we're going to be able to kill that thing. Because we're so slow. So we'll take our 5, we'll get our 2 lightning. Okay. And that's the fight. It does take our money. Give me an attack. I need an attack. Beam Cell is not really it. Early genetic algorithm. So the thing is, I want to go to elites here, but Gremlin Knob just kills us unless creative AI gives really good stuff. We do really well against Sentries and Lagavulin though. I'm gonna roll the dice. I shouldn't. And it's Gremlin Knob. That's what I get. Okay, let's get a genetic algorithm out of the way. Play a strike. Alright, we need static discharge to do some major work. This blocks 15 once. And then it gets 3 strength this turn, 5 next turn, 5 the following turn. And we're only actually blocking 8 damage right now. I think we take 8 and save that. I should probably drink the regen potion to not die. Yeah, because 24 2 turns in a row will do that to us. We get a pin nib set up for a strike. Get a couple of those. Play a creative AI. Really hope for a buffer. Shout out to regen potion. Okay, auto shield seems good here. Auto shields, loop, and a buffed strike, and then it takes 16. We could also equilibrium and loop. The next turn strike dual cast, which does 18 and another 18, so 36 damage plus 16 plus 12. So 36 plus 28 is 54. Plus 58. That doesn't actually kill it next turn very often, does it? If I dual cast equilibrium, how often does that do it? Or if I let it hit me, does that kill it? I think I have to let it hit me to get the 2 extra lightning orbs, or else it will absolutely murder me next turn. Shout out to regen potion making that a possible choice, because otherwise, let's say we dual cast equilibrium, then we've got 18 now, plus 12, 30, the next turn we've got another 18, 48, plus 8, 56, plus 12, 68. 74? Wait. Because if we dual cast an Equilibrium, we draw 5 cards from our discard, and ooh, that's a 5 out of 6 chance of getting dual cast again. But if we auto shields Equilibrium, and it actually probably does block pretty well against the big hit. So I think we can make this work. Alright, give me another dual cast. Got another dual cast. So 18, 36, and the rest. Whew! Tough fight. Glad we had that regen potion. We can get strength at rest sites, which is awesome. Streamline is an attack, and we don't have any of those. So that's kind of a must here. I'd love to gain strength. I'd love to upgrade something. But don't we die if we do that? I mean, we do well against Sentries and Lagavulin a lot of the time. But also, a lot of the way we do well is by getting Lightning Orbs with Static Discharge. Alright, good turn 1. Kind of like to play a creative AI for free. I think if we get a creative AI in play, we're pretty good. It's that or Defragment Streamline, but we're never really going to be able to play this. And I think if we just keep getting powers from here on out, it goes well for us. Alright. Auto Shields, Genetic Alg, Defrag. We get our genetic algorithm played. We get 2 lightning orbs for that. Now we just defend as much as we can, and the violence will take care of itself. Let's do this. We're gonna get lightning orbs from getting hit. So if we had not rested, I think we would be dead here. Yikes, these options aren't great. Strike, Zap, Hello World. Is that or another creative AI, which I think is a little ambitious. Or just 18 damage right now. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Deal another 16. We never die this turn. That's good. If we do this, we take very minimal damage and we still get some lightning orbs. Which is a big plus, and now we have won the fight. So we'll just stack our Pin Nib. Not Ink Bottle, it is Pin Nib. Loot Plus is good, but we really need the Frost Orb from Cool-Headed. We just need a Frost Orb, and Streamline upgrade. Mercury Hourglass, good relic. We could get a Clockwork Souvenir. We could also get a Core Surge. The other thing is Core Surge is just an attack. It's any attack, which is a thing we really need. So we could Core Surge Sweeping Beam. I don't love a Sweeping Beam, but we need a Sweeping Beam. It's just a strike. We don't have any strikes. It's AoE. It's decent against... There's just fights where we have to have it, I think. We need front-loaded damage. We could also take a loop. A loop would be pretty good, don't get me wrong. But I think this is the safer choice. I'm feeling good about going to an elite with 18 health here. Especially if we get a good upgrade. Probably a Defrag upgrade. Well, it's either Sentries or Gremlin Knob. Sentries go pretty well for us, I think. We got a lot of front-loaded block, and then we can get our powers set up while that happens. Gremlin Knob, again, goes pretty rough. We are going to have to heal before the boss anyway. Against Gremlin Knob, it would probably be just a rest here. I hate to keep rusting, but we're doing it in exchange for an extra relic. Okay. So we take 10 and deal a bunch. Works for me. We could just kill this turn. And we can often fully block the 20 next turn. It's a little unconventional. But I think for our very specific deck, this actually kind of makes sense. Because now we can Equilibrium and Genetic Algorithm. The next turn we can Sweeping Beam and Defragment. The Zap is important here. We could also dual cast, but 16 right now or 4 per turn. Well, we get an auto shields next turn, so the defrag does help us block next turn. We might have a 0 damage Sentries fight here if we're lucky. Draw me a card. Okay, we'll take 2, which is actually pretty good. Well, we'll take 0 if the Lightning Orb hits that. Okay. Yeah, easy fight. We're not dealing damage the fastest, but so far so good. Alright. 0 damage Sentries fight. I guess we didn't need to rest after all, and we have a Pantograph, so we actually super didn't. Tempest helps us fill up orb slots. I don't love Tempest. But we also just need to fill up orb slots. Alright. Being hacked for 21. Channel 3 Lightning, it rarely blocks us for anything. Alright. Well, we're gonna get hit, but that's okay. We will be through the fight here. And with a Pantograph, it's really not a concern. We've played our Genetic Algorithm. Charge Battery? Darkness. I could go for a Darkness, get a different kind of orb. I like the Charge Battery, but that Astrolabe gave us some really strong block very early on, and we can upgrade here. It's gotta be Defrag, right? I mean, Genetic Alg would be a fun, greedy upgrade. How good are we at beating Guardian? The answer has to be very good, right? With the Static Discharge, a Creative AI, Capacitor Defrag. I wanted to upgrade Strength here, but I think we can make it to the next campfire before we do that. So if we get a Defrag upgrade here, this boss should be a piece of cake, 52 health. I'm gonna hang on to that auto shields for next turn. So we get 15 block, 20 blocks, so we'll take 16. Core Surge or just get our Capacitor in play? Just get the Capacitor. We're about to get some orbs here. Get a Defrag and a couple of those. We could also Streamline. It's gonna make us vulnerable and weak, I think. I think the Defrag is a must. If we do this, it gets real close to a split. And I think that's pretty cool. We could draw a card that we don't want to play right now. And with that actually reduces our damage. because it makes it block first. So give me a bunch of that. I can play a strike. Well, I can play a sweeping beam and draw a card for next turn. I've got my auto shields, so I'm in good shape. Let's get a darkness started. Not that we're not probably going to do pretty darn well in this fight anyway, but be good to have. I think it's time to play the genetic algorithm. Do a bunch of damage. We'll just kind of skip on through this phase. So that multi-attack really blasts us through that. Oh, because it's not doing anything this turn, because it broke itself on its own turn. So now it has to take a turn off. Cool. Then that's, so it'd be 44 this turn. Then another 15 twice, so 30, so 74 damage. Can wait a little longer. I think we block this pretty well. Like that. Let's save our pin nib. Alright, and if we equilibrium here, it guarantees us an auto shields. Sorry, dual cast next turn, almost. 5 out of 6. Well, we don't draw that many, do we? But we auto shields and defend, and it keeps getting bigger. Get another defend out of our hand. I mean, we could just evoke it with anything at this point, but it'll be fun to dual cast. Mercury Hourglass doing the Lord's work. And that's Guardian. Potion. Ooh, Electrodynamics. I'll take an energy potion. We've got some expensive cards we like to play. And Cursed Key, which means we just don't open chests usually, or Sozu, where we don't get potions. We do have really good potions currently. How happy am I to take these potions to like the end of the run? They're not incredible, but they're pretty good. So no potions, but we get a couple extra relics. It also has nice color synergy with Pantograph. I just like it. It looks nice. Okay. There's a bunch of fights into a super and 3 elites. That's a lot. Events into elite, campfire elite. We could still do the same number of elites and then more campfires, but a couple of events first. We could also do that with a shop, but we don't have money. I don't think we're doing a super this act. This act is already going to be a lot of fighting. So this is why we save pin nib. It's going to block for a pretty good bit. But still, that was worth starting. 4 energy means we can actually play creative AI sometimes. We could also just Darkness, Core Surge, Capacitor, Auto Shields. We could block a debuff. We always do this. And this is actually kind of a good idea. Getting that started so that then we can just blast it down in one big thing when we're ready. Alright, this turn hurts a little bit. Got a couple of these. So just give me my genetic algorithm and a dual cast. Thank you very much. Potion we don't get. Ooh, another defrag or a glacier. We just need to fill orb slots, I think. A glacier is just really good. On the other hand, we have big front-loaded block already. And another defrag. It's really good. But 2 frost orbs. This is a real tough choice. I'm gonna take the defrag because We've got good front-loaded block with Genetic Algorithm, Auto Shields, Equilibrium, and then maybe we can have a bunch of Lightning Orbs with Electrodynamics. Thank you, Cleric, for removing this boring regular strike. Electrodynamics. Static Discharge, potentially even better. Mercury Hourglass, also going to do great work in this fight. Attack me for 1 times 6. Oh no, they all buffed strength, so they're going to do 2 times 6 at the minimum. So we're being attacked for 36 damage, but also we're being attacked 18 times, which would create 36 lightning orbs, and I don't think they can survive that long. But let's do this. We'll take a bit of damage, but it will hurt them a lot. Okay, since we turned down that Glacier, I think I am taking another Cool-Headed here. It might have actually been wiser not to play the Capacitor, but it's definitely wise to play the Electrodynamics Capacitor Zap here. That'll get us a long way. Draw me a card. Okay, we're gonna get hit a bit. We can't kill that this turn. But focus blocks. So we take 8. Wow, look at the bottom of our deck here. All our good block. Alright, I'd love to play the Core Surge, but I'd also just like to block as much as possible here. Awkward. Take another 11. Oh, look what we've got now. Real helpful. Alright, we'll hold on to these. Okay. Got another couple Frost Orbs. And we're in business, but then we're not killing things. So let's do that. Then we'll try to play a few more attacks against that. Get that out of the way so that we control when we kill it. Alright. Oh, Mercury Hourglass being a little sneaky here. Okay, it's dead. Cold Snap for another orb. Sunder for a big attack, but I think we just need the other orb. I've heard there are people who turn down cards, but I'm not like that. Apparition seems very nice right now. Apparitions with Static Discharge. You can take 1 attack damage repeatedly. Very good. And, you know, we were at 19 health, so it's not like we're functionally losing a lot here. So we can do that, 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 and save the Genetic Algorithm. If I can get Apparition and that tasty Static Discharge going, I'll be over the moon. Kinda gotta kill these, don't I? Well, that works. Block a debuff or get an extra lightning orb. I think blocking a debuff is a nice thing to do. Alright, bunch of powers. And a big streamline. Or a cool-headed. I would love to retain the apparition, but it's ethereal, so that does not work. We have 1 more apparition in the deck, though, so playing Static Discharge is probably wise. So 20 damage or 2 orb slots. Let's do the damage. Alright. So I guess we get our pin nib on that, which is actually pretty decent. If we electrodynamics, it kills this is the issue, so we wouldn't get anything from our apparition. But I think it's still the right thing to do, morally speaking. As long as it just keeps summoning and we just keep blasting, we're in pretty good shape. I think we are playing a genetic algorithm here, but I do not think we are playing another attack. Or at least not that attack. We want to keep these lightning orbs because it's summoning. Alright. Good stuff. That seems like pretty good block. It's going to buff the strength, but that thing's not going far. And as long as we just keep it caught in a cycle of buffing enemies that immediately die, I'm not too worried about this fight. Our pin nib is at 2, but we got through the elite. Extra energy every now and then. More sweeping beam, more cold snap, or don't do that. I'm gonna say don't do that. We kind of have our needs met on both of those things. So what would we upgrade? We could upgrade a Defrag, we could upgrade an apparition. We could gain strength, but that doesn't seem like it benefits us that much, unfortunately, even though Gyria is really good. I think it's upgrade. We could upgrade an electrodynamics, but let's think about the elites we're about to fight. We just fought Gremlin Leader, so it's either Slavers or the other one, which is not a multi-enemy fight, it's a single enemy. It's Book of Stabbing. Against Book of Stabbing, Static Discharge and Apparitions will do a lot, and electrodynamics won't matter. Probably the Defrag against that. I think we do pretty okay against Slavers. We could also just heal because we're about to go into 2 elites. And unfortunately, I just can't justify not doing that. Well, I could. It's that we have apparitions, but it seems important. Alright, so we could take 9 to get 4 lightning, or we could just not take any. I think we'll wait to take a bunch of damage when we get an apparition. Creative AI Genetic Alg or Equilibrium and Streamline. I think it's Creative AI Genetic Alg. We haven't done any apparitions yet. Awkward time to draw one because it's doing the single big attack. But we're still going to do it. Put a Frost Orb in the back for next turn, take some damage for... Oh no, Frost Orb messed it up. Okay, well this is good. This Frost Orb is actually a problem, isn't it? Alright, we gotta get rid of that. Oh no, we can't. We gotta loop. We can't take damage this turn. And we're out of apparitions, so this is actually an issue. Alright, I guess we're just trying to beat it fair and square without that apparition power. Might be tricky. Auto shields no longer works because of our loop. If we Echo Form and Cool Headed, we'll be blocked for 20, we'll take a little damage. And taking a little damage is nice because it evokes these and it gets a lightning orb in front for loop. Okay, now we just biased cog twice, and that does what we need it to do. Potion Belt is kind of useless, considering we have a Sozu. But I'll take a Chill Plus. Yeah? Yeah, because we're about to go into an elite fight where it is guaranteed a multi-enemy fight. Easier elites into it. Maybe we can finally get some upgrades at this campfire. Okay, we'll do that. Then we can take that out early and get two frost orbs instead of 3, which is nice because then we get to keep a lightning orb. Alright. I'll draw a card. Okay, so just block this turn, but we got some options. We're already fully blocked, and we haven't gotten an apparition yet, so I kind of want to keep these alive. Because we've got 3 apparitions. No, we have gotten 1. We've got 2 apparitions in the next 11 cards. We almost certainly get 1 here. And if we apparition static discharge, it just ends the fight. Oh wait, we have these frost orbs. They keep doing that, don't they? Alright, give me some lightning orbs somehow. Frost orbs are messing up my static discharge, and I need to learn that. That's a thing I should know. That said, they give me so much block that it's hard to be mad. Right, give me any lightning orbs. This thing is gaining strength at a large rate. There's my genetic algorithm. Alright, so I can just kill it, right? Got my pin nib. I do that. And it looks scary, but my lightning orbs deal damage to all enemies, so we're out. Good fight. Extra dex, no potion. Recycle? Recycle is pretty decent with equilibrium. Amplify with defrag. Sometimes capacitor, sometimes static discharge. I probably should take amplify less than I do, but I think it's such a neat idea. Let's think about this boss fight, champ fight. What's good against champ? Probably apparitions. So let's have an apparition when we need it. Ooh, speaking of the champion, let's go into the Colosseum. An armored giant with a golden crown bellows at you from atop. Wonder who that could be. This is just the slavers fight with one less slaver. Or it's 2 slavers but no taskmaster, so I'm into that. Draw me a card. Give me all the block. Give me a dark orb. Hold on to that genetic algorithm. Good start. Okay, no attacks next turn. We could amplify capacitor, but then what? Oh, we could also block the debuff with Core Surge. Finish with genetic algorithm? Get working on that one, because that's the one that makes us vulnerable. Apparition static discharge is hard with frost orbs, unfortunately, but we don't have to play that this turn. We can get a bunch of block. We're being attacked for 22, and we're blocked for 22, so let's just do that. And that gives us an energy to play that anyway. Now we're vulnerable, but hopefully we can get rid of one of them. 15 damage will do it. And then we got a lot of focus, a lot of orb slots. This thing's gonna make us weak, but I'm not too worried about that. Alright, good fight. We'll just see if we can get our pin nib a little higher. No, not very much. Maybe One more? One more. Alright, the giant muck claps. Time for the real challenge? Absolutely. Ooh, this is an elite combat for preserved insect, so that's excellent. Let's get working on this thing. I'm more scared of the gremlin mob here. Take one less damage, why not? Alright, we gotta blast that. Defrag, good. Then strike or creative AI. We're being attacked for 16 and we're blocked for 9, so we're taking 7. I think this is okay. I think there are powers that are worth more than 9 damage. Okay, so we got an apparition, which is important. And might take a Tempest here. Let's get some damage going. So this thing's at 6 strength. If we can get an Electrodynamics, we're in business. Okay. So that's dead. And that's the fight. Let's play an extra attack. Good fight. Ooh, 2 wonderful relics. A captain's wheel, and oh, we didn't get a second relic. Weird. 3 extra damage on 1 single card. Amazing. Consume or Doom and Gloom. The AoE attack is nice, but we have Electrodynamics and to a lesser extent a Sweeping Beam. I think Consume is decent here. Upgrade a Consume or upgrade a Defrag? Or upgrade an Apparition? Or upgrade a Capacitor? Might actually be Capacitor with this much focus. Alright, Snecko. Give me Hecko. Would love to Equilibrium here, but this seems worth doing. I recognize I'm ruining my ability to Apparition Static Discharge. Okay, random card costs don't seem to be changing things that much. We could block a debuff, but playing to defend is kind of nice. But playing to streamline is kind of nice. To reel in to take 6 extra damage though. So 20 damage or 2 focus. I think it's the focus, because then we're full blocked. Alright. I don't need to play this, but we got it, and we can, so let's do it. And I think we win. Okay. Okay. I don't know how often we can even get that rolling, but if we do, like with a big Tempest, it's good. Alright. I guess we just chill. I'd play a big Tempest. Pow, pow, pow. Good times. Compile Driver is pretty good. But like, you see a defrag, you kind of take a defrag is the way this game works with defect most of the time. Just upgrade defrag till we die. We could upgrade Consume, it's good. But we have Amplify for defrags. We don't have to play the chill yet. It is attacking us though, so we might as well. Alright, Pantograph healed us up to full. I like it when it does that. Let's draw a card. Draw another card? Alright, so we're gonna get hit this turn, so static discharge, and I guess we'll just core surge. Get an artifact charge going. It's gonna get immediately used up, but it'll be used up for a good reason. Alright, so we're still vulnerable, but we're not frail. We could amplify creative AI and take 7. I think if we do that, we're actually probably set for the rest of the fight. So now we're just getting powers all the time. And we just play powers. And we just play powers. So we just need to not die, like, in the immediate future, and we're good. So, Frost Orbs. Frost Orbs. Consume Defrag gives 4 focus, so those block for 6 each, which blocks for 12, which means we don't die. This blocks for more than Consume now. So we'll just do this. Take 11, which is totally fine. We get all those lightning orbs from it. Alright, this is a bit of an issue now. We didn't get any block or card draw. $14, so we're getting hit for exactly death. We have a machine learning to draw next turn, but that doesn't quite do it. Well, but indeed. Ah, well, it was a mighty journey we undertook. All those defrags, and I'm sure that was on me for not playing it better. I'm sure that was a very winnable deck. Ah, well, gave it a shot. Hope you enjoyed it.